We tend to visualize the progress of artificial intelligence on a single vertical scale, a ladder where machine capability starts at the bottom and climbs toward us. This mental model is seductive. It suggests that AI is simply a faster, more optimized version of our own brains. When we see the world this way, substituting human effort for machine output looks like a logical upgrade. We convince ourselves that we are simply gaining efficiency. But the truth is more recursive. By delegating the friction of thinking to a model, the system begins to redesign the very people who are supposed to govern it. Modern workflows are now defined by these kinds of shortcuts. We use AI to instantly materialize complex blueprints, generate preformed hypotheses, or synthesize months of user research into a single paragraph. These shortcuts save immense amounts of time, but they remove the cognitive struggle required to actually understand the problem. You receive a finished product without ever performing the intellectual work that produces expertise. If we continue to treat intelligence as a race to the top of a single ladder, we will stop noticing when we have traded away our own ability to think for ourselves. To survive this transition, we have to dismantle the ladder entirely. We need a new map, one with two independent dimensions of intelligence that cross paths rather than competing for the same space. The horizontal cyan axis is the domain of the machine. This is raw computational reach, the ability to process massive volumes of data at a scale no human can match. The vertical amber axis is the human domain. It represents situated judgment, physical embodiment, and the specific context of a lived life. These aren't 2 points on the same line. They are fundamentally different dimensions. The goal isn't to climb one or the other, it's to navigate the intersection. Think of AI as your discipline's dramaturg. In theater, a dramaturg researches context and ensures coherence, but they never write the lines or direct the actors. They handle the intellectual architecture of the 60%. The machine executes this role flawlessly. It retrieves, synthesizes, and matches patterns across an enormous field of information, rendering everything onto a perfectly flat plane. But the machine has a blind spot. It weighs relevance based on mathematical frequency within a corpus. It has no skin in the game, no physical presence, and no sense of consequence. A model can make the products of judgment legible, but it cannot perform the act of judgment itself. This leaves an irreducible remainder of 40%. This territory belongs exclusively to the human vertical axis. This is the realm of abduction, the logic of the explanatory guess. It's the trained feel for what matters, the physical friction of craft, and the nagging sensation when an anomaly doesn't fit the model. Humans work from a small foreground steered by bodily salience. This constraint is our greatest asset. It's what allows us to reframe a problem when the machine's data-driven model fails to reality. True understanding isn't a text object that can be downloaded. It is earned through the friction of human experience. We can see this tension playing out here in Shanghai, a city built on the intersection of design and complexity. Across every discipline, we are being forced to draw new lines. When we replace real user research with synthetic AI personas, we lose the capacity for encounter. A simulated user can never surprise you or resist your assumptions, which are the very things that make design human-centered. When we use prompts to bypass the physical act of making, we sever the connection between craft and theory. Experts can use these tools because they already have the mental models that novices who start with the shortcut may never build those models at all. Blindly allowing the machine's computational access to override human judgment results in the atrophy of our most vital traits: empathy, craft, and situated sense-making. We must consciously draw the boundary line for every case, map what to hand to the model and what to hold back. Delegate synthesis to the AI dramaturg, but fiercely protect your role in the 40%, anticipating, reperceiving, and deciding. The value of your work isn't the final artifact the machine can produce in seconds. The value is the transformation you undergo while struggling to solve the problem. In the end, the only thing that separates us from the machine is the internal change that happens during the work, because the difference is what you leave with.